When planting and creating a living willow structure, one of the first things I do is make a little sketch of how and what my final structure will look like. And also being aware that this can all change along the way. So what's important? Site position: north, south, east, west. Any competition from existing trees, hedgerows? What other features would you like? Door size, windows, secret tunnel opening. What do we need? A measuring tape, loppers for your big willows, and some twine to help with the marking out. And you would never guess, old ends of flour from the bag at the back of the press. Spikes, I've got several sizes. This one is 30 millimeters, and this thinner one is 15 millimeters. And this guy we know as a crowbar, and I use this mainly for stubborn ground, which I don't think we have here on this site. How to measure it out? We find the centre point, we know the diameter from our sketches, working with our radius, marked on our twine, we make like a compass. Tie your twine onto the centre spike and mark it out using your flower, keeping it taut as you go around the circle, keeping to the edge of the circle. Now we can see our complete circle. We can mark out where our door is going to be and also where our back exit is going to be. Now we will get our willow. I am using Continental, which is 2 years old. I use this for the strong bones of the structure. I use 2-year-old willow for its strength and for all that extra material I can use in the roof of my structure. You can see all the leaves here sprouting out. It doesn't even know it's out of the ground. I use freshly cut willow. We are just at the end of planting season. You can see all the lovely catkins giving the lovely pollen for our bees. I place the rods out around the circle, taking the strongest ones for entrances and exits. We have spread some willows out around the circle, balancing out the strong rods as we go. I am also using Oxford Violet, Salix staphynoides. I love this willow. Although the Continental is strong, it does not give us any lower leaf. I like to mix these two willows for their different strengths, and I love the colour and the fabulous catkins on the Daphne. So we are creating a living habitat for our pollinators. I'm just digging down here for some clay I can use for marking my rods. The spikes get thinner at the tip. That is why we mark the rods before planting. Using your spike, give it a wiggle and a push, a wiggle and a push. The more you wiggle, the wider the hole it becomes. Mark your first rod. Take out your spike and push your rod into the ground. I'm not worried that there is grass growing here. I don't use plastic or anything, as the grass will not harm the willow. Now we just continue planting. I will make the doorway first. We can adjust the heights as we go, and I would recommend that you go lower, as each year it will grow a little, and remember, you will have to maintain it. That's why I use low maintenance willow, and I keep them low for easy maintenance. You can play with the structure as you go. I can make my door smaller, higher or lower. After I have marked my door, which is facing north, I will plant one rod east and one rod west, then my backbone to the south. As I am planting these, I will also consider my tunnel exit. I have 100 hazels planted in a spiral behind me, so I would like my tunnel to have an opening of 60 centimeters wide, a little secret passage. I don't want it to encroach on the dome structure, so I think it is going to be just this wide. I will plant a willow either side of my doorway, marking the exit. Continue planting into the circle, spreading the balance of the rods as you are going. When you are pulling down the rods, taking the longest rods, marry them to a rod on the opposite side. Another benefit of using 2-year-old willow is you have all that extra growth for tying in and weaving in the roof, especially when working with wide diameters. Continue pulling down. When you are handling it, bring it out gently, pushing it out and pulling it down, and bring it under the existing arch. And continue like this, weaving and shaping as you go. Continue planting into the tunnel, connecting the rods. You can use the tips instead of using cable ties or plastic. Weave all the tips into the structure. Making a window. You can make a circle from long rods. This is a frame that I had from an old Christmas wreath. I will lash it in with some natural twine, positioning it to welcome the beautiful sun. Continue pulling down the rods and weave into the roof.